What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Oh man, yeah, Mr. Z's a couple minutes. Well, actually more than a couple minutes late. We're all 12 minutes late. Okay, y'all saw that. Well, let me read this comment early because it killed me. Where is that comment? Yeah, there go Mr. Shook to you. Mr. Shook to you says you're killing my algorithm, Z. Welcome to hell, Mr. Shook to you. Welcome to hell. Right? We in hell with gasoline drawers on, messing with Khadijah. Right? Oh man. Man, always. And too watchful since Z on colored people time again. Always. Right? I'm working on it. No, I'm not. I'm trying. You know that like half-ass try where you like I'm gonna make an attempt, but I ain't gonna kill myself. Yeah, that's where I am with it. Man. So y'all checked out Khadijah. Y'all saw her feel think piece, right? Um, so let's first um say this. Khadijah, in her own way, is challenging the women's femininity and how they see their femininity, right? How they see their femininity. So, this is how she's coming at it. So somebody's been listening, I guess, right? Y'all seen her think piece? What is it called? Her think piece, feel piece. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Femininity channels are dot 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 interesting, right? And I think Khadijah knows these things. I think she severely maybe underestimates it. And this is why, and shout out to Olay for saying it finally, that they need to get out of their bubbles. Um, I think when you're dealing with the Khadijas of the world, this kind of leftist queer, um, darker skinned black woman, um, who kind of defecates on beauty standards, particularly because many of them the world over have been informed by Europeans, right? The European beauty standard. We already know this, and we understand and appreciate as black men, part of the black manosphere, how the European beauty standard plays on the minds of women of color, namely black women, namely darker skinned black women with more West African features, right? So I think when you look at the Khadijas of the world, what they do is give the biggest middle finger to the beauty standards and they run the complete opposite direction, right? So if I'm in Khadijah, I'm from the outside looking in, if you ever come across this is how it looks. Well, if I'm not going to win at the European beauty standard competition, then to hell with all of it, burn it to the ground. And that sounds good for a woman who may not be or may not care to be in a intimate relationship with a man, and definitely a woman who does not care to have a provider man. And it doesn't, by the way, when we say provider, that doesn't mean that he needs to provide opulently, although obviously that helps, or that he is the single breadwinner, not just the primary, but the single breadwinner. Um, but a man that earns significantly more than you, right? If you don't care for that, if you don't care for a certain lifestyle or a certain type of man on the hierarchy, then of course I can appreciate why a Khadijah would kind of mock, and you saw it in her tone here, kind of mock heterosexual, quote unquote, cisgender, straight women, right? Um, and what they find appealing and why. I can see because Khadijah apparently, I don't know if she has a roommate or not. Last time I checked, I think maybe no. Um, so she's doing okay enough financially to have her own place. I can't remember where in Canada she is, but she's in Canada. And she's producing these things, so she has some YouTube fame. So I can appreciate why she doesn't care for these things. But other women do. Straight women who want to be in a relationship with straight men who want those men to perform a certain way, or she can't respect you. Let's be very clear what I'm saying, Khadijah. These women can't respect these men unless, of course, you're a super hyper physical specimen. Then maybe you could come in with not so much money. But outside of that, the women are performing this femininity, Khadijah, not just to get a man. I heard you say this a couple of times, and I'm like, you're missing something. You're missing something. It's not to get a man, it's to get a particular type of man. This is not just distinction without differences. This is really different. This is, or yeah, this is really differences. Mr. Z was about to correct himself, but I was right, right? It's not a man, it's a type of man, right? Huh?
We are same, but different, but still same.
Huh? You're there, Khadijah, but you're not all the way there, right? And so the women are providing. Excuse me. The women has to providing. The women are practicing this. They are doing this in public because they want a certain type of man. They're performing. That's the word I was looking for. This type of femininity because they're virtue signaling. They're signaling something. Now, Khadijah said something that I found. Talk about interesting, Khadijah. Khadijah said something, and she reiterated this a couple of times. She said something supremely interesting. And essentially, it went like this, Mr. Z's paraphrasing. You women are going extra or hard in the paint with this femininity thing to separate yourselves from trans women because you don't see them as women. And the first time I heard it, because I listened to this a few times now, and I just recall thinking to myself the first time, like, and the problem here is what? And it was interesting listening to Khadijah say, no, there's not and I'm paraphrasing once again, there's not a threat to femininity. It's the way you see femininity. Khadijah, I put money, that's the way the majority of women see femininity on planet Earth. You think it's just an American thing? You think it's just a Western European thing? Khadijah, for the most part on planet Earth, I don't care where I drop you. If you have a dude or what women perceive as a dude performing like a woman, they're going to be looking at that person side eye. Yes, Khadijah, you are 150% correct. These women are good. Listen, Khadijah, you are not a man. You don't see it. Yes, you're queer, but you're not a man. These women gonna go ultra feminine if they want a particular type of man and a particular type of lifestyle. They're gonna take it to the extreme that men outside of science can't. Yes, they're trying to outcompete the men that transition, and the problem here is, huh? Listening to Khadijah say that in a mocking way while saying it in a tone where like that's a problem, Mr. Z is like, I, I, you're saying it like these women feel any type of shame, like they're gonna hear you and reevaluate and say, you know what, she's right, and I need to think about these things differently, and I'm doing this wrong. I don't think so. Mr. Z was doing the math like, um, how is this a problem? Huh? Number one. Number two, I really think Khadijah doesn't appreciate, and I think the left in general, this goes back to this thing, y'all don't really appreciate, it is weird as a man saying this to a woman, right? As a black man saying this to a black woman. Y'all don't really appreciate the hypocrisy. It's like y'all really don't get it. They're like, I say patriarchy by feminist specifications, and for anyone who's ever heard Z say that, like, do you really sit with that? For all of you hate listeners and hate watchers, all of you who listen to Z, but y'all not really listening to Z, are you really sitting with patriarchy by feminist specifications, right? Like, I'm certain that there are women that sit with Khadijah, chill with her, chill with women like her all across the West, And y'all think that these women who wax poetic about gender performance and they mock it and they clap it up for Khadijah, y'all think those women really mean what they're saying when they go on dates with men like Z? Huh? Or a number of you in the chat right now, or any man. Khadijah, your straight homegirls, you think they really mean? Olay tried to tell y'all, Khadijah, those women they're with y'all, but when they're around dudes, they're not just performing because they think that's what we want to hear. No, they really mean it. They see it as an insult. If in once again in their mind, a man is performing womanhood better than them. So you're 100% correct, Khadijah, that these women are going to the extreme with the femininity in their tone of voice and not using profanity and the way they dress and being demure. Yes, you are correct. They're taking it to the extreme to distance themselves from trans women who they don't see as women. You are 150% correct. And the problem is what? Huh? Number one. Number two, Khadijah actually pretty much said it here. I said it to you. I've said it before. I think we've had other people say this, maybe BGS. A number of women like Khadijah, essentially, in Khadijah, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but from the outside looking in, this is what it looked like. You just said, hey, we ain't gonna win at the beauty standard because white men put white women at the peak of beauty, especially if you're not a lighter skinned woman of color. We might as well do our own thing and freestyle and whatever. Khadijah, I'm pretty sure that way more women would take you up on that offer if they weren't looking for a man that would provide them a certain lifestyle. Uh-oh. And here's the kicker, Khadijah. Even the women with the money, ooh, and the education, oh, and the ones that could provide the lifestyle for themselves. Oh, damn. Khadijah, y'all really see this is the problem. Rest in Z. Why do you keep on bringing up Kevin Samuels? Z, why? He's been dead for over 2 years. The sociological studies you could get from goddamn Kevin Samuels interviews. What BGS said, we do PhD work over here. Look, man, if you are, I'ma say it. If you took any type of social studies work, gender studies, anything like that, and you are not watching Kevin Samuels, Daily Wrap Up Crew, The Roger Report, Z, oh goddamn Z, you put yourself in there. I said it, huh? If you are not watching these things, Kendra G, BGS, Immore, if you're not watching these things, then you're wasting your money. Well, you're probably wasting your money anyway, but you're wasting your money and time. Huh? Uh-oh. And I meant what I said. Huh? For all of you who are not engaging with this type of content on the internet and you think you're going to talk about gender because you're reading some bell hook books from the goddamn 80s or 90s, you don't get it.
I said what I said.
Huh? So continuing, what we saw with Kevin Samuels' channel, and Khadijah's right about this, um, the Rona really gut punched a bunch of people and checked them about their singleness, their horny, and she said horniness. Shout out to Khadijah, she said it, and their loneliness. It really checked it checked some of these women, right? So I got to give Khadijah that she said it, right, and it really put them in the position. Are you sure about how strong and independent you are? You keep on waxing poetic about how you good single. Are you sure about that?
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Huh? Are you sure you good with your Rolls toy and the money? Huh? And so yes, Khadijah, I agree with you 100. I think you're 100% spot on about that. That the Rona really put people in the position, people in general, women specifically, to reconsider this boss hog, strong and independent thing. For some, not all. But you know what else you saw on Kevin Samuel's show and what you see on Kendra G's show? Listen, Khadijah to Julesy to T Noir to Nappy Headed Hoba to even Cat Black. You know what you saw on Kevin Samuel's show? That foreign refuses to tell y'all, at least not in public. That consciously refused to tell y'all, at least not in public, not on camera. Huh? That FD and T Noir kind of made mention of, but blink and you'll miss it comments. You know what you saw? That the women with the education and the knowledge and the money and maybe even the status, that they still wanted men at worst on their socio political, socio-economic level, if not higher, and more than likely higher. Huh? So all those kick-ass women still want. Listen, Khadijah, they say it. They cannot respect a man who they don't see as being on their level and above. That's what the women are saying, Khadijah. Right?
Said if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
Huh? Oh wait, Khadijah, she's too light skinned, right? Okay, here you go.
Miss when men used to protect, provide, and shut up.
So yes, Khadijah, they're gonna become even more hyper feminine. They're gonna take it to a place where if you're a trans woman, you gonna really have to lean on science. Yes, the women are gonna do that because they want those men, the 6-figure and above men, and that's because they can't count because what they're looking for is millionaires. Huh? It's not a man, Khadijah. It's a type of man. You gotta do the math, Khadijah. It's a type of lifestyle, even if she can afford it herself. Khadijah, you realize that you're rare, and I heard you kind of poking fun at yourself with the degenerate comment. I heard you. I heard you. You understand that you're rare and different. I don't think you really appreciate how other women are not. They will chill with you, Khadijah. They'll go for drinks with you, but they not trying to live that life, huh? They're Khadijah. They're not trying to live that life, Khadijah. They try to go home after brunch when women like you sometimes offer them the munch. Oops. And they want to go home and get pound on. Huh? That's what they're looking for. It's it's fascinating listening to Khadijah speak, and you're like, but you get it, but you don't get it, right? You get it, but you don't get it.
We are same, same. Same, same, but different. But still same.
Huh? You get it, but you don't get it. Khadijah, you could tell these women all you want. No, it's your idea of femininity. It's not that femininity is a threat. It's not that your femininity. Oh, excuse me. Femininity is not under a threat. It's your idea of femininity. Yawn, right? That sounds good. That's not what them ladies trying to hear. I said it. Y'all think challenging the men in their masculinity is the hard part. Have fun challenging women in their femininity, in their concepts of what it is to be a woman. Have fun. This is going to be great watching. Grab y'all popcorn. Huh? Grab y'all popcorn. Huh? Khadijah, it's the way the women think. Khadijah, you want to know how the women think? Let me show you how the women
So
think.
if you're making $50,000, don't date.
What?
I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
Again, I'm with you when
You're not ready to date. You're not ready to date because courtship costs.
Okay.
Everything costs.
Okay.
You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, shorty is gonna need a sip of something. She gonna be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make 50,000, but you live in a shoe, and now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch that's gonna date you when you have no money. If she doesn't have the expectation.
Huh? Yes, Khadijah, that's what it is out here in the dating world for men. See, y'all y'all are in y'all bubbles. It's the foreigns and I'm not saying because these people sometimes they meet their person, their woman and their traditional, and they move more and more to the left socially, but they didn't come out here in the dating scene to get hit with being what they are now politically and then trying to date and then running into the buzzsaw of women's hypocrisy, including black women's hypocrisy. Huh? Khadijah, that's what's out here. Dear Khadijah, that's what's out here. So yeah, the women are going to become more and more feminine as you see it. We'll see. They're going to try to lean into their go hyper feminine. I don't see how there's a problem, but fine. Because they're looking for something, a lifestyle, and the type of man to provide it, even if she could provide it for herself. Huh? Khadijah, the women don't actually want equality. And they definitely, absolutely not. They definitely cannot be with the man they earn more unless he is goddamn a specimen. Huh? 7 foot tall with a 15-inch member and an 8-pack, not even a 6-pack. Right? Because if women have to date and potentially marry men that earn less than them, this is what happens when you reach the market cap of the equality and the egalitarianism you claim you want, Khadijah. Not you, Khadijah, but I'm saying women in writ large, particularly in the West. You want to know what it looked like, Khadijah? Look at this lady's face. This is what it looks like.
Many women say they are finding it very hard to find a man who makes as much as they do. And this is changing the age-old mentality that men are the breadwinners. And researchers say they are seeing a trend of women dating down, which means, a man who...
Dating down.
So women, we're more educated now. And so with that being said, we're going to hold off on the baby making. We're going to hold off until we get that great job, really career driven. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's anything wrong with hoping that there's someone either on your level or higher than you.
So before, right, it was okay when the man made more money to be the one to buy everything, to do, treat you and all this other kind of stuff. And now that you make more money, you can't be that one because you're dating down. You wanted to make more money. Right. Are you going to find many men out there that makes as much as you do?
And my point is, so now you're going to, because we hear so much about women that are like, oh, there's nobody out there, there's no one out there, I can't find love, I'm getting too old. Now you're going to sacrifice the fact that you could find that love because the man's not making that much money.
You see her face, Khadijah? And I gotta find the full thing so you could see when she says, fine, I'll just do battle by myself. Yes, Khadijah, that's the real. Oh yeah. Yes, Miss Khadijah, that's what men are actually coming out here and dating. Not the women like you, Khadijah. And excuse me for my mocking tone, because like I said, you understand, but you don't really appreciate.
We are same. Same, but different. But still same.
Huh? The women that I just showed you, that's what men are actually dating. Black men in specific. That's what we have to navigate through. Huh? So the same women, Khadijah, when I say the same, I mean like oftentimes, literally the same women, Khadijah, that you would go out with, y'all chill, right? They funny, they have quote unquote progressive politics when it comes to gender and race and all that other stuff, right? The second y'all leave the park and she tell you, oh yeah, I have a date tonight. When she's on the date with us, Khadijah, huh? When she's on the date with us, let me tell you how she sounds. How she sounds, Z. This is how she sounds when she's on the date with us.
If you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
Huh? Khadijah, you want to know how she sounds? This is how she sounds, Khadijah.
Miss when men used to protect, provide, and shut up.
That same progressive woman that you were just chilling with. Olay told y'all this. Y'all didn't want it. Olay said that to Quaytan. Huh? Y'all don't appreciate why these women are going hyper feminine. Y'all understand, but y'all don't appreciate it. They don't mean none of that stuff they talking to y'all about. Mr. Z's in a relationship right now. I've been in a relationship for 4-ish years. Right? But before that, I was out here. I was in the dating scene. Khadijah, that's what I was running into, Khadijah. Educated, not educated. Well, all the women I dated was college educated. Huh? Lighter skin, darker skin, short, tall, taller than me, because Mr. Z don't care. Let me say this again, Khadijah. Mr. Z wasn't the one that was insecure. The women were. Huh? Uh-oh.
I said what I said.
It's going to be fascinating. That's why I told y'all grab y'all popcorn. It's going to be fascinating watching the Khadijahs of the world challenge these women's concepts and ideas of femininity. By the way, Khadijah, I had a conversation with FD Signifier going on a couple years now. It's almost the first conversation I had with him. And I told him, yeah, the easy part is talking crazy to the men, insulting us, mocking us for our concepts of masculinity and manhood. That's the easy part. Huh? Mocking us, that's easy. Wait until y'all start talking to the women. Oh, that's going to be fun. I said that to him, what, a year and a half ago now? At least? Thank you, Kunguru. Thank you. We goddamn, Z, you need to get that elevator music, right? And Kunguru says 95 people and only 35 likes is diabolical. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. All you hate watchers, come on now. Huh? Wow. So let's be very clear why I'm covering this today. Because Khadijah's title is Sprinkle Sprinkle Femininity Channels are ... interesting. Khadijah, y'all are in bubbles, man. Y'all are in bubbles. I said that to FD Signifier. Y'all are in bubbles. Y'all really have this weird idea of a quote unquote progression, of a constant mobility or a constant motion in a particular direction. And I think y'all take that for granted way too much. Y'all have this it's this foregone conclusion type of attitude. Like y'all are on the right side of history, and it's only a matter of time before everybody else realizes that you're right, that you're correct, that your view of manhood and womanhood is right, and that actually they're constraining themselves by performing a certain way. Have you ever considered that the people would rather constrain themselves performing this than deal with what you see as free and liberating? Ooh, god damn. Huh? Have y'all ever considered that women outside of the circles that you occupy would much rather be quote unquote constrained in a marriage, in a relationship with a man that she finds appealing than be quote unquote free and liberated the way you would see it? Have you ever considered that? Huh?
2 plus 2 is 4, minus 1, that's 3, quick maths.
It's pretty simple to see, but you know, I don't think y'all appreciate like okay, so we saw the election results. We already know how white women have been voting for, I don't know, 50 some odd years. And y'all saw that. You saw that white women still voted for Trump even after, and that's conservative white women in particular, even after the commercials that said, hey, you know you could always vote for Kamala behind your husband's back. I'm just saying, you know the booth got a wall, and you don't have to vote in the way that he told you to vote, or that he would hope you vote, or that y'all discussed that you would vote. You know, low key, secretly, you could vote, you know, in a different direction. You saw white women hear you say that and gave you their ass to kiss, and y'all still don't appreciate what's going on here? Huh? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to. You know what? I'm gonna have to use that too. Yeah. Thank you, Dominic. Right? And Dominic says, Z, don't forget Ebony K. Williams bus driver talk. Yep. Right. Thank you, Afro National. Afro National says, in a bubble plus delusional equal ignoring objective reality. Let's say that again. In a bubble plus delusional equals ignoring objective reality. Exactly. Right. Y'all don't really appreciate like family and the way people see family, and it's not just a man thing. It never was. So what is Mr. Z saying? Let Mr. Z say it blatantly. Y'all ain't getting rid of patriarchy. Ooh, god damn, Z. Ooh. Oh, you know that would hurt, Z. Oh, you know that would hurt. Oh, that hurt them.
As we don't have the capacity.
And y'all don't. Why, Z? Because the women are just as invested, if not more, into patriarchy. Uh-oh. That is why. Huh? Z, don't say it. Don't do it, Z. That is why you hear the women, the swirlers, divestors, clamoring for the white guys. They want a lifestyle. It's not really about the white guys, blonde hair and blue eyes. They want the man. This is what I'm trying to get you to appreciate, Khadijah. They don't want a man. They want the man. Huh? That's why you have white guys telling black women to slow their roll. Play it for her, Z.
I'm speaking on the behalf of all white dudes that date black girls.
Can y'all stop fucking calling us massa?
What the fuck? What the fuck do I? You know what you're doing. You know, like, what the fuck am I supposed to say? And y'all be thinking it's funny as shit. You be laughing your ass off, having the time of your life. Girl, fuck you.
I want black women to have a lot more self-respect than they do now. Kind of just like worshiping white guys. Worshiping white guys. Worshiping white guys.
This is sad. It's getting sad now. It's getting real sad now. It's getting real sad now.
Huh? Uh-oh. Khadijah, that's the real. I don't think y'all really appreciate how much women are invested in being with the man, not a man. They don't want a man, Khadijah. Hearing you with the mocking tone, oh, y'all doing this, y'all just want a man. No, 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 no. This is when distinctions and differences matter. No, Khadijah, they don't want a man. They want the man. They'll settle for a man and on that one, that's a maybe, maybe not. No, they want a man. And if they can't get, excuse me, they want the man. And if they can't get, we're saying the women, if the women can't be with the man, that's white women, Latina women, and black women, Asian women also, if they can't be with a man that they low-key fear, ooh, goddamn, Z, you said that. Ooh, you said that, Z. You said that. Huh? Then you know how they speak to these men who they don't fear losing? Let me tell you how they speak to them. Go ahead, BGS, play it for him.
As a man, if you don't have house core job, don't look for a woman with house core job. And for the man that complain about women that do that, look for a man that has all three and they don't have all three. We can do that. We are women. You want us. You need us. Y'all want one thing from us. And mad because we boss y'all around because you're a fucking servant. You're a provider, right? You're a protector, right? You're a security guard and you're a goddamn assistant. Know your place. Stop being contradicting. And bow down. Because I'm sick of it.
Dear Khadijah, and notice the smile and the cutesy head nod when she's done barking at you. Huh? Demanding that you bow down, barking at you, insulting you, and then do the cutesy smile and the head nod. Okay. Khadijah, that's the real Khadijah. That's why I said if y'all didn't watch Kevin Samuels, I mean hours and hours and hours of Kevin Samuels and Kendra G, you don't get it. Y'all keep on referring to goddamn Bell Hooks books from 30 plus years ago. No, Khadijah, this is the real. FD, this is the real. Consciously, this is the real. Ford Man, this is the real. Huh? What the hell y'all talking about? Kim Foster, this is the real. Y'all keep on hiding behind bell hooks, Audrey Lorde and whatnot. Yawn. That's what's out here for real. That's why I say, if y'all are not engaging with the women who say, who wants to be with average anyway? See, I get it, lefties. Y'all don't really want to get into this because it's going to put a shredder to all that crap y'all been pumping for the past 40 plus years. Huh? Y'all don't really want to touch this. Huh? I get it. Y'all don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole, huh? I get it. But you could kick any quote-unquote class solidarity revolution that y'all want to kick off. Y'all could kiss that goodbye if y'all can get this together. Ooh, goddamn, Z. Don't say that, Z. Don't tell them that if they can't get men and women together, that they could kiss that goodbye and they're going to watch the elites eat everybody lunch. Ooh, goddamn, Z. Don't do it. Don't do it. Z, don't tell them there won't be no solidarity because there won't be no goddamn solidarity. Huh? Don't do that, Z. Don't say that to them. Khadijah, I'm saying it straight up. Ooh, Z, don't say it, Z. Z, don't say it. If the vagina ain't on the table, y'all could kiss any solidarity with men goodbye. Ooh, god damn. Huh? If the vagina ain't on the table, any solidarity with men, y'all could kiss that goodbye. And if you think I'm lying, listen to the men
I
talk.
said what I said.
Huh? You want to know why young men went in one direction. And low key, the women kind of followed. Ooh, ooh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Khadijah, I said it. They would much rather deal with organized WS than with the disorganized chaos that they feel like they saw coming from a Kamala Harris and the left. Because that is what they saw. Oh, goddamn. Oh, don't say that part, Z. Don't say that part. Don't say that part. Huh? Khadijah, even people of color would rather deal with an oppressive, organized WS than a chaotic, unorganized, free will, that's what y'all want to frame it as, discordant mess. Huh? Oh boy. I hear what you're saying, Khadijah. I get it. I see you're one of the few that's actually challenging women about their concepts of femininity. But this ain't it. This ain't it. This is not it. I get it. And as you were referring to yourself as degenerate. As I said, you understand, but you don't really fully appreciate the difference.
We are same, but different. But still same.
Huh? You are a woman, you are a black woman. But you refer to yourself as degenerate, queer, different, right? Okay, cool. Have you ever considered, Khadijah, that gives you a glaring blind spot about how other women view men, relationships, intimacy, sex? Everything in life is about sex except for sex. Sex is about power, and the women submit to it. Ooh, god damn, see. Hey man, today y'all get a different type of Z today. Huh? Somebody tells Z he lying though.
I said what I said.
Huh? Uh-oh. See, this is the part, at least in public, on camera, that I don't see FD telling y'all this part. I don't see Foreign telling y'all this part. I don't see Consciously telling y'all this part. Huh? And y'all LGBTQ homeboys, they can't. Huh? I see Professor Odie kind of flirting with this a little bit, so okay, I'll give Professor Odie that. But all those the straight dudes, I don't see them saying this to y'all, at least not on camera. Maybe whatever little Discord or whatever little group chat y'all got going on, maybe they say it in those places. But when the cameras are rolling, uh-oh. Huh? This is the real. And Khadijah, y'all gonna keep on running into that wall. Y'all thought it was the men. Y'all thought it was the men. Huh? Y'all thought it was the men the whole time. Oh boy. Little did you know, or y'all did know, y'all just refused to acknowledge it. Little did you know that the women are just as invested, if not more, in the BS. And if they're not with a man that earns more than them, then their attitude towards that man is,
Hold on, check me, boo.
so yes, Khadijah, the sprinkle life, the femininity coaches, and yes, you're right, Khadijah. I agree with you on that too. Yeah, they scamming. A lot of them are scamming. It's a bunch of BS. Huh? And in reality, on their side at least, they won't tell the women this is what comes with equality. How are the men supposed to be, quote unquote, more equal financially in an equal society? How does that work? Huh? Somebody ain't doing the math. How does that work?
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths.
Huh? Okay, fine. So on their side, granted, scamming. There's some scamming going on over there. There's some lying going on over there. You're 100% correct on that, Khadijah. I agree with you on that. But on your side politically, when it comes to gender and quote unquote gender performance and the relation between men and women, I remember the stream you did or the video you did, the straights are not okay. And you mocked it then. Because you don't appreciate it. You do not appreciate it. You can't take it seriously. And there's a cost to that. Huh? There's a cost to that. Y'all go watch men's indifference. You're gonna watch men's indifference at women's struggle. You're gonna watch men's apathy at women's struggle. Because y'all don't appreciate it on the left. Y'all think these things don't matter. Because once again, you are not men who go on dates with women and be met with the hypocrisy. So now you're gonna be met with men's apathy and indifference. Huh? Mr. Z speaks about relationships ad nauseum, right? Between men and women, in particular in the Black community, because it starts here. As adult, when we become adults, now I'm not speaking about the upbringing and the raising. That's where Rael comes in. That's where BGS comes in and whatnot. No, when we're adults and we interact, as a matter of fact, what we found out is a lot of y'all is holding on to trauma from middle school and high school, and who wasn't attractive back then to who. Oops, that part. Uh-oh, but I'm not going to be talking about minors today. So as adults, you realize a lot of what adults do is for the attention of other adults, generally the opposite sex. Huh? The approval of the same sex, but the attention of the opposite sex. And the Khadijas of the world, who are queer and who are different and do their own thing, once again, they understand what Ms. Z is saying. I think Khadijah got a master's degree and she studied these type of things. She understands it in theory, but she doesn't appreciate it.
We are same, but different, but still same.
Huh? And so, of course, she mocks it with, the straights are not okay. Uh-oh. Khadijah, these women will shred all this idea that y'all have about, don't y'all want to do your own thing? Nope, not if it comes at the cost of them living a certain lifestyle and being provided for. Uh-oh. That's the part y'all refuse to accept. The women said, yeah, let me get a helping of that oppression, Potentially him barking at me a couple of times. I might even get backhanded once or twice. But could I have the Benz E-Class life, please? See, Khadijah, this is the part that women oftentimes in spaces with you, they're afraid to admit. Ooh, Khadijah, they'll take, okay, let's not even make it the physical. Khadijah, they'll take the which y'all see as verbal abuse, they'll take that. They'll take the cold shoulder. Huh? They'll take that. They'll take that for the lifestyle, Khadijah. Khadijah, I'm a man. Khadijah, I am a straight man. I've dated these women. I've had sex with these women. They'll take it all day, every day, twice on Sundays. Khadijah, I'm not talking about the women in dire need either. I got to keep on emphasizing this. I'm talking about the women that are doing okay financially, their damn selves. Huh? Say, God could incognito say that. Dude might have a side chick, but the Hermes bag is a win. Huh? Don't The Dream has a song called Makeup Bag where he speaks on that. I know I went back on y'all. Like, I think that album came out in 2010 or something like that. Huh? The Makeup Bag. Huh? Double entendre on Makeup Bag. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. Huh? So, Khadijah, I hear you. Um, your perspective. Shout out to you for challenging the women on their ideas of femininity. But yeah, about that. And it's really not the men. Mr. Z been telling y'all this. Y'all think Mr. Z making this up. It's the way the women see themselves and the way the women see men and the way the women see themselves in the eyes of other women when they're with men that they think are lesser than them. If that didn't make any sense, let the white woman and the Asian man tell you what Z is trying to say.
Most men find most women to be at least somewhat attractive. In contrast, women on average view 80% of men as below average in attractiveness. Another study found that on the dating app Tinder, men liked more than 60% of the female profiles they viewed, while women liked only 4.5% of male profiles. I didn't realize that 80% of men as below average. That's quite off.
It is, because, you would think like 50%, right? It's sort of like 50% above and 50% below, but to have 80% rated below is pretty grim.
Because of the increased risk women carry, they tend to be choosier about their partners. In contrast, men are less discerning. Studies of online dating, for example, find that...
Right? Uh-oh. That's the real Khadijah. See, as I said before, what has happened is we have scholars, we have quote-unquote thinkers amongst us, and they're using literature and concepts from before the 21st century. And I'm not saying that all of it doesn't apply. That is not what Mr. Z is saying. They are using concepts and ideas from 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 70, 80 years ago. We are in the high-speed digital age. We a blink away from goddamn automated robots from iRobot. Shout out to Will Smith. We a blink away from that. We might be a generation or two away from that. If even not in our lifetime. And y'all are still talking like we somewhere in the 1970s or 80s. Or 60s. Or 20s? The gender relationship between men and women was honestly never what y'all were talking about in the first place, if we're going to be honest. But fine. When Mr. Z said, if y'all not watching old Kevin Samuels clips or y'all not watching Kendra G, y'all don't get it. This is what Mr. Z is saying. Y'all talk like women aren't shallow or are just as shallow, if not more than the men. See, we're still speaking like we're in a time when women are shackled legally, socially, politically by this society. No, the women are, by all intents and purposes, liberated politically, socially, economically, right? And they're showing you what that looks like for them, what that means for them in their relationships with other women and in their relationships with men, in relationships with children, at least the ones that they choose to have. Ooh. Huh? Who said, was it Black Uru? Maybe y'all don't accept that women have been liberated into madness, Miss Khadijah. Shout out to Black Uru. And y'all don't appreciate what that means for their relationships with men. Khadijah, I promise you that you're in Canada. I don't know what your friend circle look like, but I promise you, if you have a couple of straight homegirls, at least a few of them don't mean nothing they talking to you about. As Olay said it to y'all, so Mr. Z ain't even just pulling this out his rear end. Olay said it to y'all when y'all did that stream talking about swirlers and divestors. Olay said it to you, Quaytan, FD. Well, FD already knows. Huh? You ain't talking about the Jetsons, are you, Mr. Shook to you? And Mr. Shook to you said y'all don't know nothing about Spacely Sprockets. Right? Oh man. This is the real. And y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. So I covered this today because I think listening to Khadijah once again mock this thing and not appreciate the trickle down effects of this to everything, including what us on the left. That and Khadijah was actually right about this. So I gotta give her this when she was like, and but she kind of said that in a mocking way too. She made a funny out of it, which is don't y'all got something more important or serious to do, right? And so she's right about that. Instead of worrying about what people are doing in their bedroom, she didn't say that, but that was kind of the message. And I actually agree with her on that. I don't really care what people are doing in the bedroom. But once you take it outside of your front door, it becomes everybody else's concern and issue. And so, yes, let's tie that all the way back around. Yes, Miss Khadijah, women are going super and hyper feminine. That includes black women in a way, in an attempt to distance themselves from trans women. I agree with you 100. They are doing that. And what are you and other trans or women that advocate for trans a particular way, what are y'all going to do about it? Other than try to shame women and watch them laugh in your face as y'all attempt to shame them about it. Huh? I was right. It was the Jetsons. Yep. Okay. All right. Man. So shout out to y'all for Mr. Z gave y'all a bit of a notice, a bit of a warning. But it was still, short notice. It wasn't a couple of hours, right? And and that's what I'm saying. And Trell says, as they should. Look, man, y'all, we are human beings, everyone. I am not about harming these people, doing anything unjust to these people, I actually think it should be legal for them to do whatever they want to do. I'm not about putting any legal barriers. With that, as Trell said, I know that what women are going to be like is, oh, so they could do whatever they want to do and they could cosplay me? All right, let me put a distance between me and them then. Oops. Let me be very clear. The women are talking. They're verbally talking and they're talking through action. And what their action is showing is, oh, you think you're going to cosplay me? You think you're going to outdo me and being me? Watch this. Yes, Khadijah, because they want a particular type of man. They want the man. We're talking about these women. And they will not, in their minds, they will not lose out to a man in a dress. Huh? No, Dominic, they're not. They're not. And Dominic says, are trans women beating cis women like that? No. But just the idea that it's possible is causing straight women to be like, yeah, about that. Which once again goes to what we were saying. Yeah, all those women, haha. See, men and masculinity being at a threat, always having a threat, whether it's automation, whether it's, right, other men, right? All that's funny when it's men's job on the line. All that's funny when a machine is replacing men. All that's funny when men are mocking men for quote unquote machismo and our masculinity and our ideas of masculinity being so archaic. It's funny. Oh yeah, ladies, now what? Uh-oh. Huh? Now what, ladies? Now that the trans men or trans women, better yet, say they could be all of this too. They could be fierce. They could be gorgeous. Huh? They could be ambitious. They could be pretty. Now what? Khadijah, you want to know why Mr. Z just said that? Because I'm showing you that these women are just as invested in the hierarchy as y'all think the men are. I would argue the women are even more invested. Because the whole point of being a woman in their mind is to not really have to lift a finger too much. Ooh, yikes. Huh? The only time they want to be lifting a finger is when it's that time. Huh? When it's pleasure time. You know, I'm glad that we're here now. This is what Mr. Z was saying. This is what many of you have already known. This is what some of y'all been running into is the hypocrisy. And now that Khadijah is challenging the women on their concepts of femininity, and I see so many of them in the comments copping please like a mug. Right? Here go one. 3,500 likes. Being feminine comes to us, quote unquote, naturally, but I have to be taught now. Yeah, but once again, it's about the lifestyle. Stop being obtuse. Right? This has 2,700 likes. I hear high value and I run for my life. Conservative dog whistle, please stop. Huh? Y'all don't appreciate it. Huh? This person says, I'm changing my bio to crude, vulgar, bitter, and masculine. Once again, sounds funny. Right? Hardly a minute in and softer vessel made my skin crawl. Okay. Right? I think there's an argument to be made about this, but once again, I feel like they're missing the mark. And this person says it's also very anti-black coded, often especially when looking at fashion styles. Why is brown lip liner and gloss not quote unquote classy? There's an argument to be made about that, but once again, you're not appreciating that they don't. Once again, let me say this. Let me say this because I said this a couple days ago. Dear ladies that are subscribed to Khadijah, your opinion on how you look when you're attempting to attract a particular type of man doesn't matter. Ooh, goddamn, Z. You know who opinion matters? His. Ooh, damn it. The fact that Mr. Z had to state the absolute positive obvious is scary. Huh? Dear ladies, your opinion about how good you look doesn't matter. His opinion about how good you look is what matters. This is I said simple math. This is simple.
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths.
Right? So, Mr. Z, did you even answer what she said? Why is it not seen as classy? Excuse me, Mr. Z had to sneeze. Why is it not seen as classy? Because the men who these women want may not see it as classy, and it's that simple. Beginning, end. Huh? Uh-oh. And Dominic says, say that. Why? Oh man, Dominic, you said that. And Dominic says, why? Because he's paying. Say that.
You gonna pay what you owe, man.
And if he's paying, you know what you owe, ladies? Your femininity. Dominic, that comment couldn't be placed, you couldn't say it at a better time. Why? Because he's paying. And what you owe for him paying is your femininity. All those women, those femininity coaches know it, and the people subscribe to them, the women subscribe to them know it. But y'all acting like y'all don't know it. All of y'all that are subscribed to Khadijah are acting, emphasis on the word acting, like you don't know it. And if he's paying, then she's on 3 or 4 anyway. But no, if she's paying, then you owe. Excuse me. If he's paying, then you owe something. Once again, your femininity, and you go and pay it.
You gonna pay what you owe, man.
You're going to. Huh? You're going to. I agree with this comment. It's also disturbing because a lot of it is pushing women to be more childlike. Ma'am, I would say to you who said they're not already. Damn, Z. Z, are you okay today? Ma'am, I would say to you, I would ask you, better yet, not say, because it's not a statement as much as it is a question. Who told you they're not already? Huh? It's pushing women to be more childlike. Ma'am, do you date women? Huh? Oh boy. And this lady's Juicy. Yeah. Because Juicy, I was there, and Juicy says to Khadijah, because Juicy's in Khadijah's comments, and Juicy says because this is Juicy is referring to when her and well, she might be referring to when her and Chrissy went back and forth years ago. This is like I don't know 2019, 2018 or something like that. And Juicy says, "Oh, they ate me up when I tried to address this years ago. Bless ups to you." And Z got kicked out of his own stream, but of course. But let me read that comment for you guys again, because I don't know if you guys heard it. And Julesy says, in Khadijah's comments, Julesy says, oh, they ate me up when I tried to address this years ago. Bless up to you, friend. And Julesy is another leftist content creator. I'm guessing that she's referring to the back and forth her and Chrissy had years ago about this type of thing. So yeah. But yeah, so yeah, and that comment has like 600 and some odd likes. So yeah. And let's actually read the comments under that. And oh, somebody says as they should have. Uh-oh. You're right. Wow. this comment right here is fun. This comment says, I dated a rich dude and he literally treated me like I had no say on things, like what activities we do and TV we watch. Since he paid for dinners, I pieced out of there and didn't look back. I promise you, ma'am, there was a line of women waiting for you to move. I promise you that they went to fisticuffs fighting over dude after you left. And they'll take him making the decisions. They'll take that with a smile. Shout out to you for piecing out and knowing what you want and not wasting his time. So I'll give you that. But I promise you, unless the dude is extremely hideous, and even then, or he has the worst personality in the world, or no personality, and even then, huh? Say that, Trell. And Trell said his bed wasn't cold 15 minutes. 5 minutes, Trell. Huh? She said, I dated a rich dude and he literally treated me like I had no say on things, like what activities we do and TV we watch, since he paid for dinners. Okay. Huh? Do y'all appreciate, like I said, these people are in these bubbles. Y'all, it's like y'all said, y'all get it, but y'all really don't appreciate it. Y'all get it. Y'all are women. I'm not saying these women aren't women. These are women. At least I hope, right? Y'all get it, but y'all don't appreciate it.
We are same, but different. But still same.
Huh? Man. Here goes one. Oh, this is a long comment. Says, I actually hate the idea that women and femmes need to express a certain kind of femininity to be and feel safe and loved in relationship. You shouldn't need to adhere to these standards. Oh, see, there we go. What did Z tell y'all about rules and standards? They despise rule and standards. Huh? Ma'am, there's a burden of performance on all of us. Whoever you are, Virgo sun, maybe you're a woman, maybe you're an LGBTQ man, maybe you're a heterosexual man. It's pretty ambiguous name, Virgo sun. I don't know how many straight men are naming themselves well, actually, maybe a few, naming themselves after zodiac signs, but cool. All right, cool. Virgo sun, there's burden of performance on all of us. On all of us. Huh? And I like the way they frame it. That I actually hate the idea that women and femmes need to express a certain kind of femininity to feel and be safe. To feel and be safe. Yeah. Loved and loved in relationships. Ma'am, do you want to know what it's like to be a man? Or if you are a man, do you want to know what it's like to be a straight man? And if you are a straight man, are you sure you don't got your head up your ass? You think men get it off the rip? Wait, what? You think men get love and care off a GP? Just because? Huh? Let's say it again.
So if you're making $50,000, don't date.
What?
I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
Again, I'm with you when
You're not ready
right.
to date. You're not ready to date because courtship costs.
Okay.
Everything costs. You can go for 20.
Said if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
I miss when men used to protect, provide, and shut up.
Huh? You think we get anything? No one does on planet Earth unless you were born with a silver spoon up your ass. Unless you were born rich. And even then, there's a certain level of performance. Huh? Say that, else. They think all men are celebrity bachelors who's running through women. Say that. Huh? And then once again, you shouldn't need to adhere to these standards, not to mention the money that it takes to adhere to these standards every day. It takes a psychological toll on women and femmes. I could see how it could make people believe that it's their fault for being abused, for not, oh boy, for not being able to take part to these standards, in these standards. I think that person meant to say. That's why I hate femininity coaches. Your femininity is valid. To my femmes, oh boy, oh boy. Let's continue. Your femininity is valid. To my femmes and baby femmes out there, there is no general answer to femininity, hun. You can make femininity into whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. Do not fall into these potential cookie cutter templates. You're an original person. Step into that. Yes, but they want a particular type of man. And that man said, hey, listen here, Yitch, you gonna act how I want you to act. Huh? Vegas says, femmes, yeah, the feminine LGBTQ dudes. When they say femmes, they're painting a broad brush for all quote unquote feminine acting and presenting and masquerading and all the others who are not women who perform as such. So once again, LGBTQ men, trans women, whatever else. Right. Yeah, I know. Look, man. This vocabulary. Trust me. Nip. Right. So yeah. Once again, this idea. You could do whatever you want. Yes, these women can do whatever they want, but they want a particular lifestyle. They want a particular man. They want the man. What did Ebony K. Williams say on Torre? And I'm paraphrasing. I want when he walk into a room, he's the man in the room. I'm paraphrasing, but that was her sentiment. I want when he walks into the room, when I walk into the room with him, he's the man in that room. So whoever I'm not gonna say your name, your online screen name or your thumbnail name or whatever. But y'all really don't see. You're right. People could freestyle. Men could freestyle. We could do whatever we want. In legal terms, well, within legal boundaries, women could do whatever they want. But the issue is these women want a particular type of life. They want to be at least middle class. I said classed, sorry. Middle class. They want to be at least middle class. At the least. And the middle class men and above said, hey, you gonna have to perform. If I have to perform, and then you have to perform. Period. Huh? Mr. Z gonna have to get the woman saying, period. I'm gonna have to do it. Huh? No wonder black women in particular so goddamn single. And I'm not saying that person is a black woman, but still. Y'all think y'all just gonna freestyle and do whatever you want to do and then have what type of outcomes? Wait, the outcomes you have now. and this is what I'm saying. And Telescope, I'm gonna read your other comment also too. And Telescope says, and I'm sorry about the super chats. I'm gonna read them in a minute. And Telescope says these nuts think they can show up looking, acting like whatever, yet still wind up with exactly the type of male they desire. Right? Exactly. Exactly. This is my point. Exactly. Telescope. Exactly. And I'm tying this to something larger, socially, politically. The disillusionment, or the disillusion, that's the word, disillusion of family, and much of the trickle down of that is how we get here. Once again, the title for Khadijah's video is Sprinkle Sprinkle, Femininity Channels Are Interesting. And for all of you who watch that, sorry for destroying y'all algorithms, right? And I'm gonna have to reload, so I'm gonna get quiet in a minute, you guys. I'm gonna mute up in a minute because I can only see KMS's super chat, and I want to read and just the most recent one he put up, and I want to read all of you guys. So it's lost in the void. Somebody got to reload. But before I do that, it's exactly what Telescope is saying here. What is not appreciated is, and actually let me get to that. What I was saying earlier. Khadijah, if you watch this, she was mocking this the entire time. She's mocking this. What's not appreciated here, it's not that the women want a man. Khadijah said that earlier in her field piece, I'll call it. It's that they want the man. They want a particular type of man, and they want him to perform a particular type of way. Well, you're gonna have to pay what you owe. If you want a particular type of man and you want him to perform a particular type of way, then you are going to have to perform also. That is just the way it is.
You gonna pay what you owe, Santa?
Huh? It's that simple.
He's right, you know.
And shout out to Telescope for the comment. Exactly. And let's read. Where was that other comment that you had up there, Telescope? There we go. My 7-year-old granddaughter tried her best at her recent math English testing. 99 percentile. We're all tested. Exactly. Right? It's that simple.
2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths.
Huh? It's that simple. And I'm gonna read the rest of you guys' comments. I mean, super chats. Give me a second, and but let me read this one now because this is the only one I can see right now. And KMS says, and thank you. Ferrari doesn't care that I can't afford it. The ones that can get it, Jimmy, let's read that again. Ferrari doesn't care that I can't afford it. There's one that can get to ride it, get it. Black men with their ish together to all black women circa 2025, and that's what it is. Right? And that's what it is. Dear ladies, our masculinity, our manhood, whatever we can provide for you, however we make you feel, giggity, huh? It's not free. It's not free. Huh? It's that simple. Let's read KMS's comment again. Right? And give me a second. And KMS says, these chicks gonna low. Oh, that's another one. Okay. I'm gonna read that one in a minute. And once again, he says, Ferrari doesn't care that I can't afford it. The ones that can get to ride. Get it? Black men with their ish together to all black women circa 2025. And it's that simple. Huh? And it's that simple.
Right, you know.
Huh? And KMS continues, these chicks gonna learn that performance-based relationships cut both ways. Yitch, I ain't. Let's read that again. Mr. Z, see, you was doing good earlier, Z, when you was monologuing. Now you gotta read it. Now you sound like you. What's the show again where they test you against a 5th grader and then half the adults lose? Anyway, and KMS says these chicks gonna learn that performance-based relationships cut both ways. Yitch, I ain't gonna be the only one dancing. Say that. You know, who said, was it Chris Tucker? He's like, they dancing and they dancing. But yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna be the only one performing. Right? And if I am the only one performing, then guess what we're going to have to do to you? Huh? There is no only Z performing. There is no only men performing. Huh? That's not how this works. Absolutely not. If the men are going to be the only ones performing, and we're mocking women and the femininity coaches, and yes, I agree with Khadijah that many of these femininity coaches are scamming, right? But if the men are the only ones performing, then guess what it is for the women?
Bye, Felicia.
Right? So shout out to all you ladies. You could uglify yourselves. You could do whatever you want to do. You could put all the piercings and all the and that's cool. Dear ladies, Mr. Z, I really mean this when I say it. Ladies, you could live however you want to live. You could get super heavy, right? You could perform however you want to perform. You don't have to respect the men's ideas, their authority, the way they think about these things.
Respect my authority.
Y'all don't have to. You don't have to. But it comes at a cost. And the cost is for all of us stable men and above. The cost is for all of you that don't want to perform the way we say. The cost is, well,
Bye, Felicia.
that is our attitude. So go ahead and go do your same-sex loving thing and whatever y'all got going on over there. Right? Khadijah, the women and the way they're performing their femininity is so that they're not what Z just described. Huh? That's the whole point of why they're performing this way. And you are correct. They are attempting to distance themselves from the trans women. You are 100% correct. But what's the problem here? Right? Man. And y'all gives you a second. Let me reload this so I can read the rest of you guys' super chats. Gives you a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves for a second. Okay, y'all, we're back. Let's see. And Leon said, and I missed that comment. I'm glad I did because Leon be reckless with it. Leon says, and thank you for the super chat. Leon says, YouTube wants me to edit my super chat. Z, comment in the chat and read at your own risk. Cause see, I'm lucky I ain't see it on top, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be something crazy. Leon be with it. And as a matter of fact, for KMS's 2 super chats, let's do this. For KMS, you get one of these. All right. Rest in peace to Take Off. Here we go. Right. And for Leon, your super chat, you get one of these. Shout out to Chief Keef. Right. And yeah, I'm actually glad that that I didn't see it. And L's Active says swear jar deposit. Oh man, you want me to start dropping swear words? You get one of these. You want me to start swearing? Look, yeah, we could drop a ish here and a ish there on this stream. We can, right? Who said? Somebody said it in my comments a few streams ago. It was like Z does a pretty good job at not using profanity. Why does he? What did he say? Why do I? What I feel he didn't say self-conscious. He said something along the lines like I'm pretty good at not using profanity, so it's not that serious, or something along those lines. But yeah, I'm working on becoming more and more professional as best as I could with my late ass streams and background noise and drop in stream and all the other crazy stuff. But yeah. Look, I appreciate y'all. Um, I like what we're doing here. This think tank. I like my section of the think tank that we have going on here in the Black Manosphere. Like what I'm doing here, where I link the femininity of women to social justice work that these people claim that they want to be about, and how that's going to be real difficult if the men are not participating, and the men are not participating because the women, excuse me, the vagina is not on the table, and the vagina is not on the table because the women are out here freestyling and doing whatever the hell they want to do. And if y'all think y'all are going to somehow make men change what they want by just flooding the area with undesirable women and telling the men, well, this is what you have to choose from. So, well, how's that birth rate looking? Ooh, and that marriage rate. Yikes. Yeah, it ain't gonna work, huh? It's not gonna work. And once again, thank you, Els Active for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, right? in the swear jar, right? And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Damn, Z, like F it. All nitro today. I'll rebuild the engine later. Get him, Z. Because the way I was going, look, because you know, Khadijah isn't the worst. Oh man, I know that. Talking about distinction and differences. She's not the worst. She's not the meanest. And so I speak about her and to her if she ever listens to these things. I doubt it. I speak about her and to her differently. Pause for the cause. Mr. Z is watching the new QX80 roll by, and that thing's a tank. Okay, continuing. And it was on all black, but of course. But so I speak to her a little differently, and I think she doesn't actually want the worst, but it's the mocking tone. You know when you think you're on the right side of history, or you think I'm right, I know I'm right, and there's a certain arrogance that comes with that, right? When you think things are a foregone conclusion and people are fighting the inevitable, right? I am inevitable, right? When you have that stance, which we do here too, to a certain extent, let's be honest, there's a certain arrogance that come with that idea. I am inevitable. Right? There's a certain arrogance that comes with that. And like, then you get to mocking, then you get to not really appreciating where the other side is coming from, because you think eventually they're gonna fall anyway, right? Because you don't really appreciate that even when we're saying similar things, we're not saying the same thing. You don't really appreciate the difference here. Khadijah is a black woman, but she doesn't appreciate that other women, including black women, who might even align with her on a lot politically, socially, when it comes to this man-woman thing, absolutely not.
We are same, but different, but still same.
Huh? Okay, I'll check it out, Raw. And Mr. Shook to you says, Z, Ryle has a video he wants you to check out from Regina Michelle, force resignation. Okay, I'll check it out. If anything, I might be able to do a stream on it maybe tomorrow, but that'll be a reckless stream. We'll see. If not tomorrow, Wednesday. If not tomorrow morning, tomorrow night. Let's shoot for that. Let's see. Right. So I'll check it out. Yeah. Right. I got you, Raw. Okay. The L says, LOL, the swear jar deposit is from my foul mouth. You can keep it PGZ. Okay, thank you, right? Okay, right. All right. And let's continue. To what KMS was saying. Yeah, KMS, but the energy that I'm going at this with is once again the trickle down, right? The linking these things. That's why I say if the vagina not on the table, y'all could kiss whatever y'all try to do goodbye. Huh? And I'm not literally saying that the women should barter their vagina. But, right? Mrs. Z ain't literally saying that. I'm just saying if coupling and relationships isn't part of the conversation, And y'all think y'all just gonna do some mass movement and change rules and laws and statutes and get the wealthy people from, I don't know, not crushing us to death? Have fun with that, because we won't be crushed to death. That's all it is. And if you doubt me, well, look at how the young men voted this election. Ooh. Huh? Why do y'all think y'all don't have to put no damn skin in the game? Huh? KMS, listen to the way I said it though. All of y'all that's saying what y'all saying, did you hear the way I said it though? Huh? Did you hear the way I said it? I addressed y'all before y'all even said what y'all said. Huh? I'm just saying. So, but Cam, actually, matter of fact, let's read this comment right now. And KMS says, I'm confused. If I'm expected to perform outside the house, there will be performance when I get home, damn it. That's all it is. Right? Say that. I don't know I don't know what they're teaching in these schools. Mr. Z wants to go back to school, so eventually I'll find out. I might take one of these gender classes because Mr. Z is a glutton for punishment, and apparently Mr. Z wants to be even more student loan debt, right? So I guess I'll find out when I get there, right? Unfortunately. But I don't know what they teaching in these classes. But dear ladies, I'm in full agreement with KMS. You're going to perform, and you are going to pay what you owe. That is what it is. You are going to perform, or you could be out here munching on other women.
You gonna pay what you owe,
Huh? That's what it is. Or you could be outside, or be, do your whole single, fabulous rose toy thing. You don't have to be, you don't have to adhere to our rules, but have fun with the rose toy. That's it. And Leon said, but they already do, Z. There is a price on a majority of them. I agree. Terrell, I ain't reading that out loud. I'm not reading that out loud. Hysterical. Huh? Man. Oh. I'm not reading that. Right, and KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat once again. And you get one of these because it's funny to me. Yeah. I was actually looking for the one where he was petting the money. I'm gonna use that one eventually. Eventually we're gonna get to that one. But for now, Mr. Z way off. That's why I ain't put it up yet. There we go. I was looking for the one where he did the interview and he was petting the money because that is hysterical. Right. For those of you, that's Black Youngster. That's one of Yo Gotti's guys. He was stopped or held coming out of a bank years ago. Somebody told me it was a black woman that called on him, so I didn't even know that until one of y'all told which one of y'all told me that a couple weeks ago. I did not know that, right? So we really got to have a whole different conversation about black women and their anti-blackness, particularly concerning black men, but nobody want to have that conversation outside of us, of course, in the black manosphere. But yeah, a few years ago, he was stopped coming out of a bank because, money and black man, dark-skinned black man. God, anyway, focus. We must stay focused. We must stay focused, y'all. Whew. Man, hey, bro, I'm telling y'all, boy, living down here in South Florida. Miss Parker, which one of y'all came down here recently and said that? Like, Z, I see why. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, okay, continuing. Black Youngster, he got stopped and whatnot, and while he was doing the interview, dude was literally holding the money like he was holding a pet and petting the money, and it was just the the most crass but funny thing you ever did see, right? I'm telling you, yeah, it was cringe, but it was funny at the same time. And yeah, yeah, just he was literally petting the money. Jesus Christ! Listen. Oh, see, and Trail says it was a black woman who called the cops on Ryan Coogler, withdrawing money for his housekeeper slash nanny. So is that? Am I mistaking these two stories for each other, Trail, or is it the same thing for Black Youngster? Or because you're right about the Ryan Coogler thing. I feel like I did know. Did I, or did I not know that one too? I might have not known both. Anyway, okay, we're gonna leave that one. But yeah, so am I mistaking these stories for each other, or is it different for Black Youngster, right? Okay, yes, you said not sure. Okay, not sure. And Mr. Shikti says my first time visiting Florida, I dang near broke my neck. Never seen women like that in real life. Hey man, I'm telling you, it's different. It's different. And even though we're especially in South Florida, the Tri-County area, Dade, Palm Beach County, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach County, even though we are desensitized because we see it so often, um, we still occasionally be like, God damn, right? So yeah, it happens. It happens, right? So so we got that Black Youngster and Ryan Coogler thing out the way, but continuing, I'm not just talking, and I think y'all get it. Um, there is this like what's the word I'm looking for? I keep on saying they taking it for granted, but it is. They're taking for granted that they're on the right side, and like there's this inevitability about their politics. And I think for those on the left, that arrogance and that it just causes you to not actually fight the way I would argue the right fights, right? Man, so yeah, I just think that there's this inevitability, there's this arrogance that comes with assuming that you're on the right side of history, and that eventually people will fall because you're just correct, right? Whether it's Mother Nature, whether it's the environment, whether it's the economic landscape, eventually people will follow behind what you're saying because, well, you're right. And what I'm saying is, even if you are, for argument's sake, even if you are not fighting like that's not a foregone conclusion, is how we get here on the left. Number one. Number two, you assume things that I would argue that are incorrect. This is what I was saying earlier about not not paying attention to men-women relations over the past 20-ish years, particularly with the rise of social media and dating apps, and how the conversation has changed over the past, once again, 20 or so years, really about 15 years. Huh? And that's what Mr. Z is saying, right? And let's pause right here. And Inspired Truth says, and thank you for the super chat, pay what you owe or you don't go. I wanted to say or you got to go, right? I really wish you would have said it or you got to go, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it. And he says, once again, pay what you owe. I said oh. Pay what you owe or you don't go. And let's play it. Let's play it. Right? And once again, shout out to the Boondocks and shout out to Riley. I'm way off, you guys. And here you go.
That's how it starts. You gonna pay what you owe, Santa?
Right? You gonna pay what you owe, Santa. And actually, let's play that for you one more again. And thank you for that, Inspired Truth. Thank you for that. Hey, there's no free rides. We don't have to be so heavy-handed about it, but dealing with black women sometimes. Anyway, we don't have to be so heavy-handed about it. We could make it sexy. I mean, black men are black men. We could make it sexy. We could put the R&B instrumental in the background, right? But dear ladies, you gonna pay what you owe. And that is, well, once again, your femininity. Once again, the title to Khadijah's stream, Sprinkle Sprinkle, femininity channels are ... interesting. Huh? Ladies, you're gonna pay what you owe. Or you could just munch on each other. Huh? You could do that. Khadijah, recall, black men are in community with, unfortunately sometimes, in community with women who speak like
So
this.
if you're making $50,000, don't date.
What?
I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
Again, I'm with you when
You're not ready to date. You're not ready to date because courtship costs.
Okay.
Everything costs.
Okay.
You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, shorty is gonna need a sip of something. She gonna be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make 50,000, but you live in a shoe, and now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom.
Right? That's what I would say to that lady. But black men are in the black community with women like that. You're going to be feminine, Khadijah, or you could go munch on other women. And Khadijah, this doesn't apply to you, but because clearly you called yourself degenerate, right? And you have a different type of thing going on. But for the women, once again, I got to stress this part. I got to keep on stressing this part. It's not about being with a man, Khadijah. It's about being with the man, the type of men she finds attractive, whoever that she is, whoever that woman is. And those men demand a certain feminine performance, period. And black men who are in community with women who speak like this.
You are broke, and I choose to deal with you. I will belittle you. It is what it is.
Black men who are in community with women like that, you'd better believe we demand femininity. For all of us who are stable and above, oh yeah, you better believe it. Huh? You better believe it. For all of us who are stable and above, who are in community with, unfortunately, with women who sound like this.
That's when men used to protect, provide, and shut up.
And fine, you want us to protect, provide, we ain't gonna shut up. That part you could kick rocks on. But if you want us to protect and provide, then you gonna pay what you owe.
You gonna pay what you owe, Santa?
You see how I tied that all back in? There you go, Inspired Truth. There you go. There you go. Right? The reason why I clipped the certain things I clipped is so that Khadijah could understand these women are not just being feminine just to be feminine, and it's not simply to distance themselves, although I agree with you and I think you're correct on that. It's not simply to distance themselves from trans women. That's not the only reason the women are going hyper feminine. It's also because they want a particular type of man, and they know those particular type of men demand a certain performance of femininity, period. And once again, we're speaking about women who can provide for themselves also, sometimes at the highest level, if you don't believe me, and some of them are very, very attractive. If you don't believe me, once again, here you go.
Many women say they are finding it very hard to find a man who makes as much as they do. And this is changing the age-old mentality that men are the breadwinners. And researchers say they are seeing a trend of women dating down, which means, you know, a man who
Dating down.
So women, you know, we're more educated now, and so with that being said, we're going to hold off on the baby making. We're going to hold off until we get that great job, really career driven. And I don't think there's anything wrong with hoping that there's someone either on your level or higher than you.
So before,
on your level or higher,
when the
emphasis
man
on
made more
higher.
money to be the one to buy everything, to do, you know, treat you and all this other kind of stuff. And now that you make more money, you can't be that one because you're dating down. You wanted to make more money.
Right.
You know, are you going to find many men out there that makes as much as you do?
And my point is, so now you're going to, because we hear so much about
Look
women
at her
that are like,
face.
oh, there's nobody out there, there's no one out there, I can't find love, I'm getting too old. Now you're going to sacrifice the fact that you could find that love because the man's not making that much money.
Trell, not the brandy. Trell says, I want to be down with what you're going through. Not the brandy. Huh? But clearly, for this news reporter lady, yeah, she not gonna be down with nothing you going through if you're not making crazy money. Y'all seen the look on her face, and I can't. When I put this up, I didn't realize that the end part wasn't our favorite part. Well, I could do better by myself, or whatever she said. I'll just be by myself. Yes, Khadijah, black men are in community, are in spaces with women like that. See, she can afford, and notice what they're saying. You can afford this. You can afford to be. Now, let's be very clear. The women that can and this is what Dr. Richard Reeve said. The women that can most afford to be with men that don't earn as much as them are the ones to least likely do it. Well, will you look at that? And what happens is, as Anne-Marie Slaughter said, the 15% or so of women that actually engage with that and they don't see their husband any different, they don't see him as less of a man because he's a stay-at-home husband or because he earns significantly less than her. The women that don't see their husband as any less than her, average looking guy, earns significantly less than her, but he brings other things to the table. The 15% or so of women that are actually like that, y'all act like that's the majority. It's not, Khadijah. If you want to know why the women are trying to check for these femininity coaches, once again, because the majority of women, not 51% most, clearly like 85% most, they can't entertain a relationship. They'll have sex with a man like that doesn't fit this mold, right? But an actual full-on relationship that might equal marriage or any long-term serious commitment, absolutely not. Huh? Oh man. And Els Active says, and thank you for the super chat, Mr. Z PhD fund. Look, man, don't be sending me back to school to go write a goddamn book, Els Active. Right? And being $1 zillion in student loan debt. Look, man, that's a long time, a lot of work, right? And debt up to my eyeballs now. Past my, well, Mrs. You don't got a tape line on bald. Past my goddamn forehead. Huh? That's a lot of work, Els. That's a lot of work. PhDs. Shout out to all the PhDs in our space. Shout out to all the PhDs in the Black manosphere. Man, I always congratulate y'all. That's a lot of work. That's a lot, right? And for that, you get one of these. Right, once again, rest in peace, Offset. I keep on saying Offset. Don't knock on wood on that one, because he got kids. Rest in peace, Takeoff. Right, rest in peace, Takeoff. And I'm gonna be that would make me a super hypocrite. And Saint Cyr says, Z, just get a finance degree and become a finance bro. And then you know what? Z gonna disappear for a little while, and then I'm gonna come back on the scene. I'm gonna be like, hey. Y'all not hustling harder. I'm gonna turn into Gary V. I'm gonna become the Black Gary V. Huh? Man. Yeah, Dr. T being one of them, exactly. PhDs, right? I'll become the Black Gary V. I'm gonna just hustle, bro, right? That's all I'm gonna be talking about is hustling. right? What you need to do is take your money and flip it like this, and then invest it in this way, and then you take that money and you put it here, and then you move this money over there, and oh man. And I'm not saying it don't work for some, but look, they be scamming their asses off, right? Els Active says Gary Z, exactly, not Gary V, but Gary Z. Ooh, Kanguru, I ain't gonna read that out loud. I'm just saying though. Oops, look, my finger slipped. Oops. Right? Yikes. Dominic. That's hysterical. Man, I don't know. I don't know if they give coupons at colleges and universities. That's hysterical. And Dominic says, Dr. T can't get you a discount. That's that's funny. Oh man, I don't know if they give discounts. I mean, if you think about grants and stuff, in a weird way, you can actually make that argument, right? But there's no discount on the work, though. That's funny. That's hysterical. Dominic said Dr. T can't get you a discount. You see what I'm saying, Terrell? PhD Groupon. Oh man, no, somebody gonna have to go with me though. Better you, I'm looking at you wherever you are. Better you already got his master's degree. I'll get to my master's degree and be like, oh, all right, better you. Now we gotta go get our PhDs. Oh man, let's go all the way into debt. Fine, Mr. Z don't got no house. I guess I'll be in what, $500,000, $407,000 in student loan debt and in house debt. Z, you in $1 million in debt? Right? You see what I'm saying? Right? And Pastor OG says Z will start his streams. First of all, if you don't have $5 million liquid, you a yitch. Look, to be honest with you, there was a moment, I know y'all remember this. I've mentioned this a couple of times, not more than a couple of times. There was a time back in the good old days of YouTube, right? So we're talking, what are we in? We're in 2025. We're talking all of 2015, 14, 2016, 17, maybe, yeah, 18 kind of, 19 kind of too. Let's just say from like 2010-ish to like just about 2020, just about COVID. I think COVID really put a kibosh on a lot of that stuff. Yeah, that's what it was. Pastor OG, that's what it was. Somebody tells Z he lying. That's what it was. And let's be very clear. Y'all know Mr. Z works a lot. Mr. Z saves. Mr. Z, right now, I'm in that weird area where you're doing all right-ish, right? But you don't really want to call him because you're afraid that something might go wrong and then you're not. So, okay. So I am not about not working hard and not saving and not being smart with your money. But be very clear. There was a time where the framing, I can't tell you what it is. I could tell you what it looked like, or what it looked like, at least, where you had like tons, crap tons, shout out to Toya, crap tons of these hustle bros, white, black, Latino, Asian hustle bros, and the way they were speaking, because we live in a capitalist hellscape, was, especially if you're a man, if you're not hustling every second of every day and chasing every single penny, then you deserve the worst. Huh? If you're homeless, then so be it. You deserved it because you left one penny on the ground and you didn't pick it up, so you deserve to be homeless. Right? Say it, Saint Cyr, the rise and grind bros on Twitter. And I know like Mr. Z sounds hyperbolic, but am I though? For all of us that remember, once again, LLC Twitter a decade ago, LLC, Twitter, YouTube. It was on Instagram a bit too, right? In 2015, 16-ish, 17-ish, right? It was definitely on Instagram. What am I saying? But really on YouTube, oh my God. And all it was scamming, scheming, hustle bro stuff. And it was really, and this is another reason why I'm careful on how I talk about these things. This was really like poking at men in particular, our manhood and masculinity. Me and my lady just spoke about this earlier too, right? It was really poking on our manhood and masculinity. You want to be, and my lady said, you want to be respected by your kids and your wife, right? And she had me dying. Shout out to Miss Z. Exactly. Huh? And Dr. Dunbar says, capitalist hellscape. I like that. I stole that. Toya, if you don't mind, if Toya's listening anywhere where you are, Toya, if you don't, Toya, you gotta send me that clip. It was on your old channel where the white lady was like, "It's about love," and she called it. I stole that, Dr. Dunbar, from a white woman actually. Oh goddamn Z, right? And she said, because we live in a capitalist hellscape, and I was like, oh, I like that. I said the same thing you said. Oh, I like that, right? So yeah, right. But yeah, so the response to, because I want to say there's a balance here, right? But the response to this increasingly toxic economic environment, our response to that was, to put your head down and to work hard and to invest your money smart, et cetera, et cetera. But the vultures saw that and they decided to exploit your insecurities. And this is why I agree with Khadijah when she calls some of these femininity coaches scammers, because they are exploiting the women's insecurities, right? But the way men get our insecurity exploited is with these hustle bros, right? It's these hustle bros, it's the super duper ultra mega gym junkies. Half of y'all in my damn comments go to the gym. Y'all don't be on no super gym, right? Like, bro, if you can't lift 1 billion pounds, then you weak. What? Nigga, I didn't see you dragging the sun through the universe. Wait, what? I bench press Jupiter every day. Wait, what? Huh? I deadlift Neptune yesterday. What? Oh man. Man. I could squat Andromeda. What? Exactly. Weak. How you gonna say that in a different way? How do you say Ussy? But Ussy sound too much like boy Ussy, and then yeah. No, we can't. No, I'm gonna have to find a different way, a PG way to say this. I'll come up with one. We gonna sleep on that one. No guinea, right? But yeah, exactly, Trail. Exactly. Weak. We yitches, right? Exactly, Passport OG. Hashtag real men don't sleep. Do you recall when Steve Harvey tried to say something about sleep and pretty much you're a loser if you're sleeping 8 hours a day or a night, better yet. And a bunch of white folks descended on him like, yeah, no, sleep is more important than just leisure. Sleep is not just leisure, right? And once again, that is, and I think Steve Harvey meant well. To be fair to Steve, I think he meant well. I think there are limits to don't pray for a weaker load, pause, but pray for a stronger back. Once again, pause, I guess, right? There is limits to that. 100 pounds? Yeah. 150 pounds? Yeah. 200 pounds? Okay, yeah. 250 all the time? 300 pounds? 350, 400, 450, 500. Well, damn. When do we look at the system? When do we look at the environment and say, okay, this is untenable? Huh? Once again, I would say the hustle bros exploited and are still, for those that still exist, attempting to exploit the insecurity, particularly in men, because we're supposed to be the strong ones and the providers and protectors. Okay, cool. That's the way the cookie crumbles. You were born XY chromosome, right? And so it's always never look at the system. There was a interview that Jordan Peterson did years ago, and then one of the guys asked him that, like, okay, we have these crises and this crisis and this crisis and this is happening around the world, and it's straight hypothetical, but he's trying to get somewhere with this, right? And Jordan Peterson understands this, and so the guy says, you know, are we telling people that you can't address none of these things until you clean your room? And essentially, Jordan Peterson said yes. Huh? For anyone that saw that interview that Mr. Z is referring to, and like what it reeks of is elite saying, guess what? You don't ever get to say anything because we're always going to put obstacles in the way. Your room is never going to be clean enough. You don't get to sit at the big boy table with us ever and say, by the way, all you uber wealthy people and politicians, we can't eat down here. The only way you could talk to us is if you get to where we are and then tell us you can't eat. But by that time, you'll be able to eat. Uh-oh. And so you won't be talking to us about that. Huh? You see that kind of catch-22 there? Telescopes in. 100% hernias are a real thing. Z, ask me how I know. Oh, man. Right? And Mr. Donnie Max is about being at the table and no big piece of chicken either. Say that. Right? Huh? And Jason says, Esther Viller, the manipulated man. They are taking advantage of our insecurities. Not the Nas line. And Indigo says, "Oh, I never sleep because sleep is the cousin of death face ass." Man, it's the craziest thing. Huh? Say that line. And I want y'all to say, Lion is doing pretty okay in life. We know the brother done got a promotion. Y'all clap it up for Lion. So we're not losers talking here. I think me and Lion had this conversation months ago, maybe even a year ago. At this point, where we're like, we're supposed to be the incels, and we're supposed to be the ones that don't get no vagina. We don't go on dates. We're socially awkward, right? That's what we're supposed to be. And because Mr. Z is talking like this, now I guess we're supposed to be the broke loser bums in our parents' basement with Dorito dust in our beards, right? And Lion says, JP Jordan Peterson is another one of these out of touch pricks, prick who main message is alpha your way through it, and that's all it is. Huh? We got Trell here, you know, single father raising his kids, right? We got a bunch of brothers in here. Passport OG is on the other side of the planet. A bunch of brothers making their way out of Norway. And we still saying, yeah, about this money and economic situation, though. Huh? This thing is untenable. And even for those of us that are okay or better than okay, we like, yeah. I might be I-ish, right? But look, I'm still a little close to the people that aren't. And I don't want them breaking into my stuff, taking my stuff, stealing my stuff because they can't eat. And maybe not because it's all their fault either. Man, I was trying to remember the name. Thank you, Els Active. Ty Lopez, there go one. Ty Lopez in front of his Ferrari. I read 50 books a minute. Thank you. I was trying to remember his name earlier. The Gary V and Ty Lopez's of the world. Exactly. Right? And Guy Incognito says, "Oh yeah, if I didn't read this, and Guy Incognito says, and thank you for the super chat. Jordan Peterson and Elon both have trans kids, so I know about Elon's son turned daughter. Are you sure about Jordan Peterson? Jordan Peterson of all people, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, you're putting me on game on that one. Lion says, I get like 2-3 dates a month. Incels can't do that, right? But that's how they frame us over here. And as Jason Black calls us, the winosphere. Can't call us the incels, can't call us losers because we got people like Dr. Thunder here, we got people like Dr. T. Hassan Johnson, and we got fit middle-aged brothers like Dr. Green Gorilla. Right? Huh? Dr. Thunder could bench like 407 pounds. Same thing with Charles. Huh? Uh-oh. So he got to call us the winosphere. First of all, it's just branding too, because much of the content, even though he goes into greater detail than Z, absolutely, but a lot of his stuff is way too close to what we do here. So the branding for him to kind of distance himself is to call us the winosphere. I get it. Right? And let's be very clear. I was here when even in the black sectors of YouTube, we were doing the hustle bros thing too, but what we were really doing, and this goes back a long way to the 90s at least, maybe the 80s, well, no, the 90s, was the Weave and Jordan thing. Everything was, we don't got it because we spit it on Weaves and Jordans. Yeah. And then data started coming out, and y'all got to give this to Jason, to not Jason Black, to Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks. As much as some of us dislike them, they came in with the numbers, and I saw that. I witnessed all of that talk go to crap in like a matter of a couple years. Outside of the out of touch elders, nobody's really saying that, especially not online. Huh? Every time Charles always says fur on the steering wheel. But that's how they talk. Right? I'm tied all of this to something else. We obviously we went way off of Khadijah and her field piece. But I'm saying all that to say, like, this is untenable. This is we have officially reached the lefty hour of Mr. Z's channel tonight, apparently, right? But this is untenable. My apologies to my centrist. Well, my centrist brothers kind of agree and kind of disagree at the same time. My apologies to all the conservative brothers in the room, right? But yeah, this is untenable. This is look, man. I think Mr. Z's best response is I don't know. Huh? Diaspora says 500-pound bench presser right here, right? But here we go, Diaspora. Isn't there even a limit for you where it's like, look, praying for a stronger back ain't gonna cut it. So something got to give, right? So that's the thing for me when it comes to the hustle bro stuff. When it comes to individual responsibility, right? Which we preach here, right? But there gets a point where you gotta address the system. There gets to a point where you have to address the environment, the political space, who the hell the politicians are, who's funding them. Huh? And what would be best for the majority right? There gets to a point where you have to address it. You can't just individual responsibility your way out of it. I think you're right. And Dre says most black men are centrist. Can we just say that? I agree. I think you're right. I think you're right. The feudal and Telescope said white men reverting to feudal mode this year. Put on your chainmail underwear and bring a lance and cudgel. Not the chainmail. Hey, when you said it, Telescope, when I read it, I heard the chainmail clashing on itself, right? Like, but you know, like the way it's made, I could hear it like ringing in my ear, right? Oh man, not the chainmail, not the lance. On guard. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Right? Exactly, L's active. On guard. You dishonor me. Oh man. Exactly. Exactly. Look, man, we can't go backwards. We can't go backwards. It's a new day. America's in a different position politically. Shout out to BGS for showing us these things that he shows us. Even though I just talk crap about Jason Black, what he shows us, right? America's in a different place. Shout out to Professor Black Truth. We're just in a different place economically. The world has caught up. Much of the world, some of it is surpassing us. Anyway, but yeah, we're just in a different place. So we're gonna have to move different. That chainmail boxer briefs. That might be a little too much breathing. You might as well walk. Right? Y'all gives you a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Shout out to all of us siblings. I'm just saying, especially us older siblings. For those of you, because I see my numbers for all of you in your early teens, and you wonder when you stop being an older sibling, the answer is never. That's funny. No sword fighting, bro. Oh man, those are funny enough with all those goddamn fundamentalists back in those days, right? All those fundamentalists, all the crusades and whatnot. There was a whole lot of sword fighting going on. Huh? Cabin boys and whatnot. Oh boy. Even though those are 2 different eras, I know. There's a whole lot of sword fighting going on for a whole lot of people that claim to be super holy Jesus warriors. Shout out to the Crusades. Right? Mr. Donnie Mac said, throw the gauntlet. Huh? I think so. I think people do. I think people are acting dumb though, Dre. Most of the times, to be honest with you, I think people are acting obtuse. They get it, but when you've invested a worldview, your education into a particular angle, then it's difficult to let it go. And Dre says one day people will understand what Z is talking about. LOL. But yeah, I think people do. I don't think what I'm saying is too out there, right? And once again, God Incognito, thank you for the super chat, and let's give you one of these. All right, perfect. It's already up. It's already waiting, right? And Passport OG says, Hustle Bros plus overpriced big back let's say cakes and let's do that again. Hustle Bros plus overpriced big back cakes equal lie flat. and in a way in the West, in America, we are doing that. That is what the men are engaging in. That's why you have 7 million men unemployed right now and not looking for work, according to what is that guy's my God, forgot his last name and his first name. Because I just looked this up. Damn, I forgot his name. But it's not just Dr. Richard Reeves and Dr. Scott Galloway who are talking about it. It's another what is his name? White dude. Anyway, I forgot it. But yeah, I watched a couple of his interviews and he's been speaking about it. But yeah, so yeah, that they're laying flat. Yeah, checked out. Thank you, Big Mo. Checked out. Right? Why not? Why not? Right? If I'm gonna get married and get divorced, and she gonna try to take half, but we know people ain't balling like that. But still, then why? If I'm not gonna see my kids, then why? Right? If I'm gonna work my ass off and I'm not even gonna be able to get any of the toys I want, then why? If I'm gonna be in how much in student loan debt, then why? The whole thing gotta be revamped, right? That's what I'm saying. And Els Actis is gonna turn into the Wild Wild West if the unemployment continues. Crime is linked to unemployment. Hey, don't tell certain conservatives understand that. Don't tell the other conservatives that though. Els Active. Don't tell them that because they're gonna say it's the other way around. The most backward, as a leftist, this is what I can't let go. And the most backwards crap I ever heard in my life. Right? No, Els Active. It's the crime that leads to unemployment, not the unemployment that leads to crime. Right? Man. I remember the first time I was met with that argument. You know when you're winded? It's like I ran up a bunch of stairs. I was like, wait, I almost couldn't breathe. Like, wait, what? You're like, wait, what? This is the most backwards crap I ever heard. And shout out to black people. It wasn't a black person that said it. It was a white person. It wasn't even a person of color. It was a white dude. I was going back and forth with, and this was in person. And he said that, and I was like, what? When you're like out of breath, like, wait, what? Man, I felt winded. I was like, ain't no way. You can't be so invested, and like that's why y'all see how Z's politics work, and shout out to y'all who still ride with me even when you disagree, because like certain things you just can't defend, man. You can't be so invested in a certain philosophy that it makes you look dumb. Oh man, yeah. When he said that, I just remember being like, wait, are you serious? Like, the word trolling wasn't popular back then, but that was the type of sentiment that came to mind. Is like, is he trolling? He's joking? He got to be trolling. Right? I was like, ain't no way. He was dead ass serious. He was dead ass serious, y'all. That's frightening. Right, and Passport OG says, personal responsibility equal you can't dodge bullets. Right? Hey, Jason, I agree. If we really want to go into it, I agree. If you want to talk about it that day, the origin of much of all the issues, really though. Right? And for your super chat, you get one of these, Passport OG. Let me see well, let's see how would an ignorant Passport OG, what level of ignorance we're gonna give Passport OG? We're gonna give him this level of ignorance. We're gonna give him this one, right? We'll give him that one, right? But on that note, y'all, look, Z got things to do because Sister Z, younger Sister Z, look, for all the, like I said, all of you older siblings that is in your early 20s and you think it ends, it doesn't end. You are older sibling forever. Forever, right? So on that note, we will pause right here. I know we went off topic. As a matter of fact, before we end up, let's wrap up. Um, giggity. Um, but yeah, we'll say this. I think Khadijah might have been trying to do something positive here and challenging the women's idea of femininity and saying you don't have to be shackled to a certain performance. I beg to differ a lot. Shout out to KMS. You are shackled to this. Why? Because the men sit so. The men you want sit so. That's why. Uh-oh. Now, Khadijah, if you want to talk to the women about desiring what they desire, uh-oh. Now that's a whole different conversation, huh? That's going to be fun to watch. But the women desire certain type of men. They desire certain type of lifestyle. They desire and they demand, not even desire. They demand that those men perform a certain way. And the men that the women desire, and they desire those men to perform a certain way, they demand those men perform a certain way. Those men said, I bet. Then guess what? You will be performing your femininity the way I say. It's that simple. You will pay what you owe.
You gonna pay what you owe, Santa?
Huh? It's that simple. It's not about having a man, Khadijah. It's about having the man, the type of man she desires. Not any old man will do. As we've heard multiple women say, particularly black women. That's number one. Number two, you are correct. I agree with you 100 that these women are attempting to distance themselves from from trans women. Let's say it again. Biological women are attempting to distance themselves from trans women by becoming even more feminine, by being hyper feminine. And although there are issues here, but Mr. Z will say this anyway, and the problem here is, as the person, I don't know if that was a man, woman, whatever, that said in the comments, that's going to let them, they're leaning, and I'm paraphrasing, they're leaning into being childlike. They're already childlike. So, once again, Miss Khadijah, I hear you, but this ain't it. What they said, that dog won't hunt. That dog won't hunt. Huh? Wow. I'm just reading their comments one last go so I can see if there's anything I wanted to read again. Right. I hate the classism. Have you seen the economy? Okay. Yeah, okay, that's it, y'all. I'll just skim through their comments, but okay. On that note, everyone, we will pause right here. Thank y'all for listening. And that freestyle at the end was pretty good. That I almost bought a pedal, but younger Sister Z, I got stuff to do, y'all. I gotta go live out here in the real world. I guess we gotta go touch grass. So we will end out right here. So we'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. For the love of God, go touch grass. And go live your lives. And Mr. Z out. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out. I guess we'll read this right now. And to watch says, Chainman draws fun, hysterical. See what you did? See what you did, Trell? And we're out, y'all. We're out. That's funny to watch. Last minute. All right, y'all. Z out.